one point this was going to be a full practice, and then it wasn't. What was the message that you guys sent before everyone else left and you guys went on the ice?
We had a good meeting today. We talked a lot about our defensive zone coverage, and Randy uses the term loose in our own end, so that's something that we showed through video this morning, and addressed some of the collapses that we had last night in our own end. And we can talk about James Reimer, but we're probably not in that game early if it isn't for James. So it's a full team effort. We win as a team, we lose as a team, and last night we just became way too loose again in the third period.
Is your goalie situation becoming clearer at all for you? Like, I know Bernier took a flight here this morning. Is it a game time decision on him, or what are you guys feeling?
Yeah, well, again, Jonathan will come in today. We'll talk to our doctors and we'll find out where he's at physically. But again, we have all the confidence in the world in James Reimer. We have to be better in front of him. We're giving up. It's not only the shots, it's the quality of shots some of these teams are getting. So the easy thing to do is blame a pitcher in baseball or a goalie in hockey. So we're all about a full team effort, and we got to make sure we're better in front of both goalies.
Very specific. I know that Jake Gardner has taken a lot of heat lately, and he did something spectacular in the game last night. He also gave it, something up for a goal. Is this something where you just have patience for a young defenseman?
We have to. We have to. It's a tough job. He's a young defenseman. He's used to playing in a situation where he's able to transport the puck and create offense. And for us, and Pete Horchuk specifically, it's working with him on a daily basis, showing him the video, making him more of a reliable, trusted defenseman when the puck is in our end. What he can do outside the blue line is up to him, but when the puck is in our end, and that goes for all of our defensemen, they've got to have more of a commitment to playing in the body and being a little bit more physical. So Jake is one of those guys as well.
Steve, the team's done a great job of blocking shots. The fact that defense were able to get so many through last night, was that a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, and it was a concern. Their defense did a nice job getting pucks through to the net, Paul, but we do have to do a better job of fronting pucks, and that starts with our wingers and it starts with our defensemen in fronting pucks. And the defense we're going to see here tonight in Tampa is going to be the same thing. They've got a real good skill set on their back end. We know they're going to be active, so we have to make sure we're in the lanes as much as possible.
Richard Panik update, Steve?
Yeah, feels better today, which is great news. He won't play for precautionary reasons, but he does feel better, so that's good news for the hockey club.
And is Bernier available to you tonight? Do you know that, or are you going to wait and see?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. He's on his way in here now, so we'll talk with our medical staff and we'll find out what they tell us. But the good news is he also feels better here today.
When you look at the young defensemen, and specifically, I mean, you have a couple with Riley and Jake. Is it hard to keep it positive between the ears sometimes with someone who is under a bit of a cloud? Yeah,
it's a fine line of being stern sometimes, and at other times you got to make sure that you're fully supportive of them. But that's the fine balance of coaching. For a guy like Pete Horchuk, who's worked with some of the best defensemen in this league, it's great to have him on our staff because he can relate to those guys when he's had the Shea Webbers and players like that at a young age. So he's worked diligently with Mo and obviously with Jake. So it's those two guys he's concentrating a lot on. But it's a tough position. It's no different than goaltending. It takes time, and those guys are making strides, and we have to stay patient with them.
Stephen, have you experience coaching Jonathan Drouin in the past? And what we've seen on video, I know you don't see them very often during the course of the season, but what have you noticed? He's kind of finding his way in the NHL right now.
Yeah, he's just so dynamic. When you put him in a situation with a Steve Stamkos, he's one of those players that he can play with better players because of the way he thinks the game. And I'm not surprised, that he's going to, not only, I don't know if he's playing tonight, but if he's in the lineup, he's one of those players we'll have to mark and make sure we're aware of every time he's on the ice. So he's a threat 5-on-5. He's a threat in the power play. And what tops all that off is his character. He's a real character kid, and he's going to be a great player in this league for years to come.